live. Um, I just came in and wanted to just check. Um, excuse me, because I couldn't remember if I had reset the ads on. Because well, also sometimes to set the ads on. Why do I have the burps this morning? Anyway, to reset the ads on a live, sometimes it doesn't let me do it right away, and I have to do it the next morning. And there was a lot going on yesterday, so I didn't think I had remembered to go in and do it. So I go in to do it today, no problem. It's got that live video set with like every 3 minutes, sometimes even only 2 minutes apart for ads. Oh my God, that's totally unwatchable. That's just ridiculous. So I go in and I fix it and I do them manually. And I'll set, one about 3 to 5 minutes in, and then all the rest are usually roughly about 20 minutes apart through the whole thing. Great. So I go in, I fix that one, and I go, let me check this other one. I'm sure I did this one. Oh, well, the next one also wasn't done. Same problem. Ads like anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes apart. Well, not even. Most of them were 2 to 4 point whatever. I thought I did this one. So I fix that one. I go to the next one, which I know I did. Nope. It's all wonky. So then I start checking videos, even old videos. A lot of them have defaulted, and there's a little message pops up about, that it was old something or other settings, legacy settings. And well, if you go in, it's defaulted back to this having a bazillion ads in it. That is unwatchable. I don't know what algorithm YouTube has in their settings to do this to channels, but it's insane. You put it out there and it's automatically putting in ads like every 2 to 3 minutes. That's just not watchable for those that don't have YouTube Premium. That's insane. So now I'm sitting here and I'm going through these. I'm like, I am so bored. I thought I'd just go live and we can work together and just keep each other company while we work on whatever, while I fix yet another live that has had the ads screwed up. But I couldn't believe it that it had like defaulted all the old ones too that I had set ages ago. I'm like, that's just nuts. So here I am when I should be, Mike's out of the house for an overnight trip and Gary's still at the nursing home. So I have nobody but sleepy kitties because they've been fed and I turned the heat up and I'm tired of being so cold. And here I am, instead of packing up the stuff for Briggs, I'm sitting here fixing, my videos because I noticed, and I couldn't figure out why. This has to have been for a while now because I couldn't figure out why my viewer numbers. I mean, I know I haven't because of Gary's health and my own health. I hadn't been consistent in getting videos or anything up. And I get that. That's annoying for a channel you've been watching. But it was all for health reasons for both of us. And I am my brother's caregiver. So, but I couldn't understand. I was like, why are the numbers going down for views that drastically? It didn't make sense. Well, then I found out why. So, okay, this one's from a while ago. Let me fix this one too. Gotta fix this one as well. Okay. My goodness. Never would have thought that that would have been a problem. So, how far back am I now? That was from March of this year for a live. Let's see. What did it do to the book sale? The book sale one. Let's see if it did it to that too. Manage ad slots. Yeah, that one's also wonky. So let's. Jeez, this is insane. This one, that sale was almost 3 hours long on that book sale. I wonder how many of those books I still have. I don't know. That was from March 20th, 2025. I actually, Mike had helped me make a an actual thumbnail on Canva, and I have yet to go back in and use Canva again because I can't quite figure it out. But it's just insane that I had to sit here and go back and check every blasted one of them. That's so annoying. It's like, why? Ah, how annoying. But hey, sometimes in life you do need to go back and just double check things. You know, I went back and there were a couple things I had double checked recently on um on my investments. I have a Roth IRA and I have another IRA. Another one all messed up. Um and I hadn't reviewed them in a while, and I got the new thing and I decided to double check it and see what was going on. And imagine my surprise when they had changed a bunch of stuff that I didn't agree to. And suddenly I didn't have a beneficiary listed, which I know, no, I know there had been one. I had taken care of that. So I had to go in and call and double check on some things and made sure I got the beneficiary put on there. Um, and honestly, it made me stop and think. That's what got me going today about back checking. Yes, blessed week, everyone. Definitely for the weekend. But it made me stop and think about going in and double checking, things that I kind of take for granted that they're going to be correct. like my ad setups in my videos. And so I checked a couple other things and realized it still had beneficiaries on them from when my nephew that I raised was underage, and it still had my sister down. So I had to fix that. And so that's why I decided, I was like, well, if I'm taking care of that stuff, and my numbers have been down for viewing of things on, except the old stuff, like the really old stuff has been getting views, but not anything that's pretty much not anything that's from this year. So I thought I'd double check it. So that was my surprise in that. Okay, that one's okay. It's one of them has a red mark though. A red mark in your ad settings for your channel. If you go under monetization for your videos in YouTube Studio, you'll see where ads are placed in your videos. And if you do not double check them, it's a challenge. Oh, I'm glad I'm seeing this. So last year's Christmas sale was 6 hours. Oh my goodness. Oh, what did they do that? Oh, thank goodness I don't have to go through that one. They're in there like they should be every 20 minutes. Well, that helps me make up my decision about when this year's Christmas sale is going to be. Okay, so every live for this year had been wonky, and I had to fix them all. So now let's go into videos, and I'll start on that list. Hi, Lou. Haven't seen you in a while. How are you? Um, So um, I'm glad I found this because this should help fix. Oh, I do still have to fix Mad Hatter. I had to put. There's part two of the Mad Hatter video. Um, I had to, at the moment, make. I left it up for like 24 hours and then checked it and had to pull it. So right now that's listed to paid members only, which I only have two. Thank you, ladies. Um, but it has a musical spot in it where it tagged the music. I don't know the song. So I need to have my son with me so that we can figure out which section has that and then try to figure out how to get the music out of the background. And I have not figured out how to do that. um it also makes it more complicated in that I don't believe I still have that particular video in my phone saved. Um which is going to make it harder. So I didn't make that one public because I'd like to get paid for it. But it's got such a great picture for Misty on. I made my thumbnail specifically for Misty from Thrifter Junker Vintage Hunter because I know she liked Liberace. And there was in this one in the Mad Hatter antique store out in Adamstown, there actually was this figurine this high of Liberace, and it looked fabulous. So so I deliberately had made that the thumbnail, and then it's not monetized. So I have to figure out how to fix that. Because I would like to get that one. And the other one I just have not figured out. The other post. Uh well, my brother is doing better actually. Um but the other antique store I was in at Adamstown, um for some reason, like I had the camera this way, but it filmed everything like it's this way, so everything is sideways. So I can't figure out how to fix that, which really annoyed me because that was such cool shops. I hope to go out there again, and I will really I filmed so much all in one day that this hand just I got to the point where I dropped the camera twice because I couldn't hold it up anymore. My hand kept cramping. Um, but as for my brother, he's doing a lot better. They've actually, thank goodness, started doing what the no, 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 no. They did that to this one too. Okay, let's get rid of these. We're not doing every 3 minutes apart. It's only a 19-minute video. And they've got ad slots every few minutes. Okay. But he actually started doing physical therapy. They said they had wanted him to because he's so malnourished, he has no real muscle mass. And I kept saying, "Well, Gary, you're complaining about how bored you are in the nursing home while you recover. Think of it this way, if you do physical therapy, well, then that's at least half an hour each day. You've got something to do." And he just him hauled, I don't really want to do that. And finally, I said, "Come on, aren't you really bored out of your mind?" And he said, "Yes." And I said, Just give it a try for one day. Just go and just give it a try." So he went, and he was he finally went on because I saw him on Sunday before I left for the mini farm, and they they hadn't done it then yet. He was still cranky, still grumpy, complaining about everything. So I ended up out at Leslie's till Thursday, and Mike came and picked me up, picked up some scrap metal too. We already took that and some more to the junkyard. I mean, $29 is still $29, And So I went out and saw him. Um, didn't see him Thursday. I did talk to him on the phone. I went out Friday. We went out right after getting rid of all the scrap metal. So that way I had some money to get him his newspaper. And I took some stuff out for him. And he'd had physical therapy that morning. They've been doing it all week, every morning. And then they come back and get him in the afternoon, about mid-afternoon. So he's getting half an hour of physical therapy, morning and afternoon. He looked better. He finally had some color on his face. He wasn't grumpy. Instead of just complaining about every little thing, he actually started telling me stuff he saw on the news, stuff he'd read in the newspaper. I actually was able to have, like a normal conversation with him instead of just hearing a litany of complaints and negativity. Man, it was so nice. It was so nice. So him having physical therapy is absolutely helping him. Oh, why are you a red mark? Let's move that. And then let's move that one over there. Um, so I am so happy that he's having physical therapy, because when I saw him again, I went out again yesterday. Well, no, yesterday was when I did go out. And when I was there, I started talking to him about the fact that he needs to consider that he's eating better there than he is at home. And he keeps telling me how he knows how to cook, but he refuses to for himself. Other than maybe, a scrambled egg, which he's not supposed to have a lot of eggs. So this is an issue. And eat some blasted vegetables. So because in his brain, he takes a multivitamin. This is a bottle I've never found in his room. I don't know if they're just popping out of thin air for him every day. I don't know. But that's what he always tells me when he doesn't want to eat his vegetables. And so he's let his weight get down. And he went into the hospital. He was 100 and they said he was 105 pounds. That, for a guy who had been 5'8", is too little. Hi, Linda. Postcards on the way. Dropped them off at the mailbox last night when I had to go get my inhaler. So he's definitely doing better there. He's eating better there. But the fact that he's having regular exercise by having, oh, this one's okay, by having physical therapy has made such a change to his attitude. And of course, it doesn't hurt that there's a cute little redhead in there. That doesn't hurt either. So because he's always really nice to the nurses, because the nurses are the ones who are going to do everything for you and don't get enough thank yous. So always be nice to the nurses. But it was just so funny because his face just lit up over mention of, oh, and there's this pretty little redhead in there. And I knew right away what that meant. That meant Gary's flirting with the nurses again. He don't mean any harm, and he doesn't, unlike some men of his generation, where the flirting can be, let's say you wouldn't do that in front of your grandmother kind of flirting, where it's too, too much about a certain thing. His flirting has always been the same kind of flirting he would do with our grandmother. Telling them how nice they looked that day. Did they do something with their hair? Poppy if Poppy may have cursed a blue streak, but Poppy taught him right, because he always hung out with our grandfather a lot. And that, you treat a woman like you would want to be treated if you were a woman. You would want that respect. So he does. Oh, wow. This one's this one's messed up. Um, so he always is flirting with the nurses, telling them, how good their smile looks today, and never anything other than superficial, like the hair or their smile, or hey, you look sad today. What's the matter? And but he's always, how about we run away together to Tahiti? Is the fun one. Like right now, it's like we can run away to Tahiti for a while, and you can just, sun and sand. Like he ain't got a dime to do that with. so um, so it does get to be pretty comical. Oh, yes, I want to turn off automatic ad slots. You ask me for every single photo. How many? 37, 38, 39, 40. Yeah, 3 minutes apart. Ugh, every 3 minutes. Gotta fix that. So, so yeah, he's definitely in better shape. He's in a better mood. Because he's finally up and moving, his face has some color in it. So yeah, my brother is doing a lot better. He will probably be home. This was a 57-minute video, and these crazy people, I just unclicked 30 ads in a 57-minute video. That's insane. Ugh, that's annoying. So he's better. Being away for a few days, away from the house and away from the Gary drama, um, has definitely made me feel a lot better. I definitely came home much more relaxed, less tense. Um, the brain fog is back though. So my friend Leslie was 100% right about this stuff. They use it for bodybuilding when you're trying to gain muscle. It's a powder called creatine. And she absolutely was right about that, in that she said it had really helped her brain fog. Um, which she got after having had, COVID. But and we're both 60. So we're both at that age where, some things can just cause back brain fog. And so for the 3 days I had it all 4 days. I was out there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday morning before I left. And she wasn't kidding. It absolutely made a difference. So I'll have to see about getting some for myself for here. Well, it didn't mess that one up, which is good because that one's only a 13-minute video. So it came back with, I got a lot of stuff done the day I came back, got a lot of stuff done the next day, and woke up today with like a total brain fog. Oh man. So, I'm trying, like you can tell because I keep saying, and like, and it's the brain fog. It's absolutely the brain fog. So, I've noticed that I was not. Hi, come on, save. There we go. I was not as scatterbrained, so I definitely will have to get some of that because it'll really help me focus and not be so scatterbrained. Yep, here's another one. Yes, I want to delete these. Delete them all. Insert ad slot on my own. And there's the first ad. So that's basically, what's going on is I'm still trying to get stuff together for Briggs. Mike is away with a few of the scouts and a scout dad. Um, they're on a overnight backpacking trip because they're checking out an area for a possible trip for backpacking. There's supposed to be a backpacking trip in the spring. And so they haven't settled finally on where they're going to go. So they're checking out a spot this weekend. Excuse me a second. My nose is stuffed up a little. Ah, I'd spent part of this morning cleaning up in Gary's room, and it just kills my allergies to be in there. because it's just reeks of cigarette smoke in there. Okay, so this one's good. Are we back out of a whole year yet? A year's worth of videos? Because that's what I found with the live ones. It's all of them for the entire year. Nope, this one's wonky. Okay, so we'll put one. I'll fix this one. This is only a short video. Why are you not telling me to save? What is going on? No, come on. Insert ad slot. Insert ad slot. There we go. It's raining here and feels very, yeah, it's cold here, but it's been getting grayer and grayer. There's just a light gray everything. I woke up to sunlight and it's all gone. I do have to go check the Boy Scout garden and see if there are any there's some tomatoes still, and I have to see if those are, there was one that looked like it needed another 2 days of sunlight before it would be ready to pick. So I have to check on that. And they told me I could go ahead and have that one, which was nice of them. Because they had just moved, the kids that did the garden in my side yard. They had just moved, so they are a bit busy. Absolutely a bit busy. Let's fix the thumbnail on that one. I'm not happy with the thumbnail. Let's see if this thumbnail will be better. Maybe not. So I'm hoping wherever they're backpacking, the rain holds off, because there is nothing worse than backpacking and then having everything just be all wet. That's no fun. Okay, let's put one there. Fix that. So yeah, that's why I keep looking up, is I'm trying to fix all these. It just seems like it's only done it to anything that was 2025. At least that's what it was with the lives. It only did it to those. So hopefully this will be all fixed and I can see the eBay earnings go back up. eBay, sure, YouTube earnings. Are you getting more? I can't see that little thing. No, I'm putting less of CDC. I'm putting less ads because I went in and checked and it was insane. They'd put ads in like every 3 minutes, rough on average. It was every 3 minutes there were ads, and that's just crazy. Nobody's going to watch something that's got that many ads in it where you can't even see the video without it being all ads. So I like to, hi, flipping crazy. Hi, darling. How are you? How are you feeling today? Ah, there you are. Yeah, sorry I didn't see you right away, Lisa. I don't have the laptop to see the comments. So on the phone, I literally can just see one comment. I can't see anything above or below it without having to try to um scroll back. And sometimes if I scroll the wrong way, I hit this little monetization, this little dollar sign thing and mess it all up. So where did I stop? But yeah, I just think it's crazy that they do try their automatic ad slots are to just put them in like every they've been anywhere from like 2.30 minutes to four something apart, and to just fill it the whole video. I mean, some of these lives are they're over an hour. Some of them are 2 hours. You're not going to watch something that's an hour long if it's got a video every 3 minutes. And somehow it's gone back in, because I always go in and do these. Sometimes it's the next morning, but I do them. But it seems like they've gone back, and everything in 2025 they have fiddled with. There we go. So I'm in videos now. When was this one from? That one is from February 13th. Maybe they left that alone because it was only 12 minutes. How about this one? Yeah, that one's left alone. So that one's, because that one's short too. Where is a video that's everything that's been over like 15 minutes has definitely been messed with. Let's see, this one was 15 minutes. So I know I've seen some of the bigger channels. Let's fix that. And they say, oh, yeah, I go in right before, like in that fourth quarter, and I add more ads to it. And I'm like, that I'm not doing that. I have too much going on in my life to be going back in and having to reset ads and put more ads in. That to me is no. Well, how are you holding up with the chemo? I know it can be really rough. And different places have different methods. My cousin had chemo, and he was in a program to test whether having the devil's lettuce would help with the nausea and give him an appetite. But it was a program. There we go. Yep, everything in 2025 had to get tweaked. Well, that should help things on my channel. But he because he had leukemia and had to have chemo, and they found that it did help because it cuts the nausea in half. It also gives you a little bit of an appetite, helped him sleep better. They also found that this crud you had to drink before having the chemo, um, he would bring in a chocolate milkshake and have him mix it into that because it was easier to get it all down and you didn't taste it so much. So I know some places are doing some things that help you get it down, and then also stuff, but what is, come on. No, 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 don't. I don't want to copy link. What are you doing? Okay. Oh my goodness. Was that your weight that was down? I know that's a big thing. They will keep an eye on your weight. Friend of mine had it, and she, you want to try to eat healthy because your body needs the extra healthiness, but you also need calories, so, oh, your ANC, oh yeah, the ANC is a big deal. um she was having trouble keeping enough weight on, and because if you get too thin, and that's the problem with my cousin too, is he's one of these guys that was only ever this wide. He's stick thin, and so is this friend of mine. They had trouble keeping enough weight on and staying hydrated enough. But yeah, the white blood cells, yeah. Oh yeah. The blood work has to be right. That's one other reason Gary, 47 pounds. Man, that's enough to have to need all new clothes. It can, yeah. That can have some healing um oh, what is this? What am I getting from a scout? Hang on a second. Oh, okay. Service time. Yay. These kids forget they need service time, or the families don't get them to it. But there's a thing, CRC watershed, and it's Crum, Ridley, Chester creeks, and they take care of all those creeks, and they help keep them clean. We do clean outs every year. They do tree plantings, or they'll do plant pullings where they're pulling out English ivy or bamboo or invasive species away from the creek's edge. And so we've really partnered with them a lot this year to get service time, because in Boy Scouts, the kids need conservation hours. I actually drank coffee. It's the only thing different this morning. Is it the coffee? Can't be the eggs. I rarely drink coffee. Um, there's a thing Hills Brothers mocha. It's a coffee chocolate mix, basically, and it tastes almost like hot chocolate with a tiny bit of coffee in it, which is what I usually do. Um, maybe it was too much coffee and I got the burps. But yeah, everything will be baggy. Yeah, that's definitely but yeah, there have been some studies outside of the country that there are certain healing things, and even in like the state of Pennsylvania, they've found that it really helps with people with PTSD. It helps with anxiety. There's a lot of studies that it helps slow the progression of Alzheimer's. So, and it helps clear some of the plaque out of the veins. So, there can be a lot with it. It's never been studied here. So, yeah, chemo is cumulative. So, oh man. Well, I've been thinking of you a lot and been praying a lot. A couple times I've even said it on my channel to, send good thoughts your way. And because, that is so hard to get through. And I think I shall have to find a way to send some little surprises to you, because you've sent me some over the years. So just to help keep your spirits up, because it's exhausting. And I can't be much help because you're too far away. We're too far away from each other. So, but oh, oh, the kitty cats. I still have, they rarely get them. I still have some of those dehydrated minnows that you sent. And so I opened another bag recently. When did I do that? It was last weekend. It's either Friday or Saturday. And I I didn't, because that bag doesn't crinkle the same as like a Friskies bag, a treat bag does. And so I just pulled the plastic off the top, and I just had it open on the desk, and I held it open. I didn't shake it or anything. And it was so funny because Frodo was asleep on the window bed. Aragorn and Gimli were asleep on the bed, or well, dozing. Um, I don't know where Arwen was in the room. She appeared out of nowhere. But Elrond also was there. Now, he was the one closest to me. And it only took a few minutes, and suddenly the head goes up and the nose starts twitching. I smell something. And he starts coming over my shoulder to the desk to investigate. Well, the minute he got one and the others heard that first crunch, they suddenly were all coming at me. It was a very funny moment, and that was due to you. Thank you. They still love the minnows that they got, the freeze dried minnows. So we're slowly eking them out. I have one bag left of the ones you sent me. Thank you for those. So, there is some news about the Christmas sale, because in my live on Thursday night, I didn't know Like, Gary was supposed to come back from the nursing home the day before, and I didn't know if I could have it on that Thursday night, or would there just be too much to deal with getting him home and then hearing him freak because I cleaned his room. Um, or did I want to do it on the Sunday before Thanksgiving? Because I did not want to do it Thanksgiving night. Mike and I won't even be home for Thanksgiving. We've volunteered. We're having our family Thanksgiving on Tuesday. Gary and Roy and I, Gary and Michael and I, and because we're going to go to a scouting thing where we're going to help with a community dinner and be servers. So, because even scoutmasters, we there's certain things we do need to have our own amount of service to the community time in. So we'll be doing that on Thanksgiving Day. So we won't be home that day. And then I come home and I'll have to do a live chat. I didn't really want to mind that, but I didn't really want to do a sale that night. So my Christmas sale, after seeing that last year's was 6 hours long, that definitely has nailed it. But I'll do it on the Sunday before Christmas. For a I'll do my Christmas sale the Sunday before Thanksgiving. So that would be on November 23rd. Now, I'm not sure if I'll start at 8 or at 9 that night. A lot of my viewers are for the lives are the middle of the country and the West Coast. Because I am on later, they do get to see me. So I don't want to start it too early, but I'm probably will start it at 9 o'clock that night, start an hour earlier. And I'll do it on that Sunday. So that'll be coming up. The stuff for Briggs, the during the live from this past week, on Thursday night, I did um I did sort through some books and found out the prices. I had sat down here because I wanted to add the prices and what the books were in the description, because most of the quilting books were just $5 each, but then some of the bigger books were 10, 7, 10, and there's one that's 15. And that's all. And two of them are books on F&B dolls. So that's quite a steal to be able to get that for $10. But that's the list is in the description and my email in case anybody's interested in the books from that live. Uh, once the list starts disappearing, they're either sold or I'm getting rid of them some other way to get them out of the house. So, so those are in there. What's I see comments going past. Mm, 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 mm. Well, I haven't lost a lot. Oh, sorry, I got my fingers in your way. Oh, my mother had breast cancer, but they didn't find it till she was best 70. And she had congestive heart failure. Apparently, if you've had congestive heart failure, you are not eligible for chemotherapy. So they gave her tamoxifen. They gave her a pill to take. And that was how she had it. But that's not what she started having problems in her. By the time she was 76, she had so much problems with her lungs. Here they were damaged more than anybody knew by polio when she was a kid. Well, kid, no. She wasn't a kid when she had polio. She was a married woman with 3 children. But that finally was what gave out. Her lungs started giving out on her. So that got her long before cancer could. They did go in and take some lymph nodes and a lump out of her one breast. But other than that, they couldn't do chemo for her. So, but Oh, 14 people watching. Hi, hello. Thumbs up. Thank you. Um, and so anyway, what else? What other news from here that's happened just in like what, 48 hours? Not even. Uh, um, there was something else. I think there was another book sale that I just went through, and I have half those books left. But let's see here. I want to give a thumbs up. There we go. Now I have 7 thumbs up. Yay! And I can see the chat. Wait, get it out of top chat, put it in live chat. There we go. Hi, Linda. How are you? So, um, let's see. This has been going for. Why didn't I have a time on there? Well, it's got a time on the StreamYard. For some reason, when I went to go in, I was going to film, I was going to do this through YouTube, but for some reason on my phone, it was not letting me turn the phone sideways so that you could get the bigger picture. It was only going to do this narrow thing, and I'm like, I'm not doing that. So I went on StreamYard. StreamYard has a clock on there, so 46 minutes. So I will probably stick around for a few more minutes, and then my hands are so dry, I got itches. Um, so I'm still working on stuff here. I do have to get back now that I've fixed all the videos and stuff on my channel. I found that they had filled with all these crazy ads. I can get back to getting stuff ready, get the hallway empty further, and ready for Briggs so I can get more stuff out there. And what else do I have to do today that was on the list? I have to get a box for the glassware. I have to remember that I have 2 brown glass jugs out back that I need to bring in, wash off, and put in the box for that. I still have to pick out what Tonka toys or what big Tonka metal trucks are going to the auction, because I'll have to clean them all off, because even though they've been in a plastic bin, they're still dusty. Because some of them are going. I keep debating. I have a Majolica piece, and it's a planter, and the thing's big and heavy. It's about that tall, but it has all these frogs looking around the edge, all life size, little tree frogs. It's the only piece of Majolica I own, but uh but I need to clear out, and I need to. Yeah, somehow we missed one tax bill, so it's $700. I really need to get that together. So Jan is now selling on Whatnot. Oh, good for her. My eBay listings have because of all the stuff with Gary, I haven't been able to add anything to the eBay listings since it's a November already. So since September, because the first week of September I had added a bunch of stuff, and I haven't gotten back and added more. So I have to refill that and refill Etsy, and this and most of the stuff I listed in September sold, and I didn't replace it. So there's, I think, like 27 things on there now. So not a lot, but Mike, while I was away, did set up the new light box. So I have somewhere to take better photos now, because I have another light box, and I can really, I'm trying to break the timeline down, because we really, really, really need to get this stuff to Briggs this coming week, because we've got those 2 pieces of furniture that were given to me by the neighbor, and that one little piece is mahogany and incredibly heavy, and there was no way to bring it into the house. The other is probably going to become our new kitchen table. So so Oh, I lost you. Why do I no longer have in? There we go. So there we go. So my we routed the old landline to my cell phone and a call started to come through. So I clicked the power button to, turn that off and it made my entire screen go black. Oh my goodness. I'm like, what did I do? I broke it. We all know I'm technology challenged. For a second, I'm like, what did I do? I broke my phone. Yes, Lou. I know. I want to go back in and retweak everything. Some of the stuff that's been on in uh, the eBay store the longest is probably going to go. Um, because there are some things in there that other people had sold them in the past, so I put them up, like the thing full of plastic fake golf balls. They're just little plastic balls for kids to use. But other people had sold them, and I deliberately like lowered the price by $2 to undercut the ones that had been listed. So I figured, they'd go. No, they didn't. In my area, there is a thing called a free store. Now, the free store, you can look them up online and you can find out if you can search on their website to find out if there's any near you. The concept of a free store is that it's part for community involvement. And it basically is a place where you can donate stuff too, but you can take what you need for free. Now, there is a place near me that has one. It's a tiny little room on the end of a church. That room that room could possibly fit in my living room 3 times. Just. There won't be any space left. So it's you literally can go in and you can walk around the circuit and back out. There might be a little extra because they have a vestibule. So I think originally at some point it had been the pastor's office, but it was so far removed from the main door that their office is back in the actual main part of the church. So they have this little area. And so some of the stuff like the golf balls and things, those little toy things, I will probably take them to the free store and donate. And it's funny, it's like I've gone in there and there have been things we've needed that I've actually found. I was able to replace a lot of our we had some we had some kitchen utensils from my mother that the silver, like the stainless steel part, had started to wear off, and it's whatever the base metal underneath was. And I got rid of all of that and got new stuff for free that was there. Um, I've picked up some holiday things there that I've used to like make other things, and so I usually take more than I'm. That's backwards. I usually leave more than I ever take because it's it's just it's a nicer way to get some stuff out of here. And with the holidays coming, anything that's kind of toy related may end up there. Uh, though not the I have, and I really thought it would have sold by now. I have. Oh, that's a thought. That's a thought. Um, to have they have a bulletin board there that you can put up a business card. I don't have business cards yet. Next year in January, I have to make sure I have the fees I need so that I go to the point where I can be sole proprietor. And of course, then I have to figure out the taxes and payroll and all that. I mean, I pay taxes on this, but I don't like I do it at the end of the year because especially like this year, I have not kept up with everything because there's been so much. Um, there's been just so much turmoil with our health, Gary and I back and forth, that I really have not made anywhere near what I've had before. Not even close. Like we're to the point where I was when I first got hurt, when I couldn't move, because I've just caught so many colds, um and had so many times where I've pushed it too hard and messed up my back, and then it could take a whole week before it calms down. So I lost a lot of weeks from that. So onward and upward, you know? So let's see. Praise him in the dance is here. And I saw Linda, CDC, Lisa's here. So I'm glad you guys yeah. Oh, that's not a bad idea. I could do that. I could definitely do that. So, but hey, it's a nice way to like pass stuff along because we're all just fed up with Goodwill because they get the stuff for free. They also get a massive tax write off. And then they jack up prices to sometimes more than it has on the sticker from the store that's still on the item because they've gotten greedy. And that's just ridiculous. So, other Nancy, thank you, because I briefly forgot that. I forgot other Nancy. Um, so I've been looking for other places around me, and there's not as many church or the two. Well, Crozier closed, closed. Crozier used to have Crozier Hospital used to have a building where they had the ladies auxiliary ran this great thrift shop. Well, they closed that down a couple years ago and turned it into offices for something. Um, and then Riddle Hospital, they needed more parking, so they got rid of the building that their place was in, their thrift shop, which made a good bit of money. It was 2 stories, it was 2 floors, and they cleared it all out, and they didn't even tell the staff they were shutting it down. They arrived to work with a notice on the door, and they had basically 1 week to get everything out of the building. So the powers that be were kind of ignorant about that. But now they're like, yeah, you guys shot yourself in the foot because you were making money off of that. So yeah, yeah, I've seen it too, and it's just ridiculous. So I don't have hospital charity shops to go to anymore or where I could donate stuff to. And I know of precious few church ones. So the free store has been a great way to get rid of small stuff. And I found out recently, because it's not where you can see it, the church is built onto a hillside, a pretty steep hillside. Well, underneath the church, in their basement on the alleyway street, they have a clothing closet for people for free. And it's like, I guess they all used to be classrooms for Sunday school, but there's 6 different little rooms down there, and this one's just for women, this one's just for coats. They have a whole room, it's just coats. Coats, mittens, hats, stuff for the wintertime. And some of the coats are spring, fall kind of lighter weight, but it's all coats, boots. It's great. And then they have room for kids, room for women, room for men, and then one room's just accessories and business attire. Because sometimes, people need help. They finally getting on their feet and they have a job interview, but they don't have anything nice and business attire to wear. And so they have special room just for that, shoes and all. So I think it's great. And so now that I know about them, the next bag of clothes that Mike and I are gonna get rid of are going there. So so our clothes now have a new outlet besides sending them to Goodwill. And I have a space. I have the free store where I can take some of the small stuff. Books can always go to a library sale. And yeah, the free store does. The free store has fabric and patterns. Though I'm not to the point where I'm donating those so much yet because I haven't even really gotten to them. I find the occasional box, like all that flannel. I do want to get that box from the fabric sale that I did months and months ago is still back here, um, because I blocked my way. I was doing so well. We actually had live sales from the dining room table. And then when I did the house clean out, I blocked the way again. I can't get into the dining room. So a lot of the fabrics in there or packed in the attic. So I can't get back in there. The stupid part of that is that I didn't take everything out of there that had been from previous sales. That was dumb on my part. Um, but once I get in there, I will have somewhere to measure out the fabric because some of those bits of flannel, I forget which one, but one of those things of flannel is 8 yards long. And when I put it up online, I want to be able to know. Um, oh yeah, it was a year. I know Bernadette Banner. Doesn't she do all the period clothing? I'm pretty sure. Isn't she is that her channel? Does she have a YouTube channel? If that's who I'm thinking of. She's up in New York City. Um because I've been thinking of emailing that particular person because there's a YouTuber who does period clothing and I have a box of period ostrich feathers. They're still in good shape. They aren't like you got to be careful because if dust mites gets into them, you shake them and all the little frond feathers will just fall off. But they've been well preserved, and I've had to hide the box from the cats. But I want to go somewhere where they're going to be useful, and so she even makes her own hats. So I wondered if she would be interested in those because they are period and they're different colors. So, and not modern colors. One's a soft burgundy, one is a like more like a navy blue, um, one is white, one is brown. There's another color in there. Is that all? No. What's the other color? Maybe there's two white. I think there might be two white ones. But they're everything from this short and curled to big long things. And but they because of the colors they definitely are period. And I know where my mother got them from. Stern's costume shop used to buy up when I was a little kid. That's who she started off sewing for, and he used to hire her to do specialty things and period pieces that had to be exact. So he would get her supplies, but some of his supplies would be because he bought out either old other costume shops or he would buy out clothing and accessories from estates. And when we got these feathers, they were in a box that was so old that the more you handled it, the more the cardboard was just literally dripping off of it, just breaking off in pieces. And so she would know what to do to preserve them more. So yeah, we are thinking of the same person. So, I hadn't heard from her, but I do know of her. I actually want to get her book. She has a book that's about period hand sewing. And there are stitches in that book I don't know how to do that I want to learn how to do. Because there are still some pieces here of vintage clothing that were hand sewn that all they need is new stitching because they were stitched with silk thread. The silk thread has dry rotted, but not the fabric. And if I can repair them just by restitching them, they are worth more to me for resale value as a period piece that's actually in one piece than if somebody's got to do it themselves. And I don't mind doing that because it would make a huge difference in price if I can restore the thread that's actually holding it together. But yeah, I look at some of those stitches and I go, I don't know how to do this. And then I watched one of hers. It's an old video of hers, but she was doing Morrigan's um, outfit from The Wheel of Time from the series. This wonderful blue outfit. And she was doing a stitch that I looked at and I went, that looks like the one from this coat that I have. Because that's what Mr. Stern would do. He would give my mom original period clothing and say, copy this. Well, what do you want to do with the original then? Should I give it back? And he would tell her, no, keep it. So there are tucked away some seriously cool vintage pieces in this house. Um, I have over the years, when she first passed away, it's been 18 years now. I have, even when she was alive, I have done all the hand sewing to refabricate or restore everything from hats, gloves, um, couple of dresses, and then I would resell them online for her. And it's something I don't mind doing, but I also know that the value greatly increases if it's not going to fall apart the minute you hold it up because all the thread holding it together has dry rotted. And so there were stitchings in that she used, and then she talked about having this book she had just written. It's all about the clothing stitches that they used for actually making their own clothing. And I'm like, that is something I actually could use. So I have to see about getting her book. I do like watching her stuff. While mom never taught me how to lay a pattern out on a piece of fabric to make clothing from scratch, I did a lot of the alterations. I had a lot of the darts, the tucks, making something fit, the hems, you know, taking darts in to make something fit just a little bit snugger around the waist, under the bust. And so I learned how to do some of the alterations for fittings, but never how to figure out, like, I know there's a certain grain to fabric and you have to lay certain things a certain way along the grain of the fabric. I know of it. I don't know how to recognize when and with what you have to do it with because she never took the time out. Now, Mike knows more about sewing than I do because he took home ec deliberately in high school when he lived with his dad so that he could, when he had to go to the last 2 years to public high school, so that he could learn how to sew, and then he had mom help him. So he learned more than I did. His first project was a vest out of velvet. We still have it. He won't get rid of it. Doesn't fit. Hasn't fit for years. Doesn't care. It's still really cool. He made me some pajama pants that have skull and crossbones, have the pirates symbol on them. I still have them, though my width has gotten a little too wide to fit in them at the moment. So I'm not willing to cough them up either. So it's interesting to have two people that know how. Between the two of us, we probably could make a full outfit, but we don't have any place to do it yet. We'll get there. We'll get there. So I thank you for reminding me about Bernadette, because I know that I can easily get my hands on those feathers, and I should take a picture and I will write it down. Take a picture and email it to her. Honestly, I need to write it down because brain is back to being. Oh, I think the big problem is I walk into this house and my brain instantly sees all the stuff that has to get done in every single room and hallway, and it just drives me nuts. Email about ostrich feathers. I've also got period trim and lace. So some of it stuff my great grandmother made. Oh, that's cool, Lou. Yeah, somewhere's tucked away should still be one of my earliest Halloween costumes. Um, that is made from a dress from my great grandmother, and it's a silk dress. And mom made a little princess outfit. And there's a picture of me with my eldest brother Steve and the girlfriend he had at that time taking me out trick or treating. And I'm barely 3 feet tall. So I think I was only maybe 5, and they took me trick or treating with them. He's dressed up as an Indian. She's dressed up as an Indian squaw, and there I am in this little princess puffed out skirt, all made out of silk. I have to admit, is that while mom often made, my costumes, even when we did shows together and she was the costume person, my costume usually was the last one made, so it wasn't always the one that had the best fitting. I did have cool costumes growing up. The funniest one was trying to be Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz, and we had a Pekingese at that point. I grew up with this Pekingese named Susie. Now, at that point, Susie had to be getting pretty old, but I put her in this basket and took her around. We didn't get very far because she wanted to lick everybody. She wanted to say hello to every single person we passed and give them kisses, and it was just a royal pain. We went around the block and brought that dog right home. It just did not work out. Oh my goodness. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here with me while I went through all those videos and live recordings and fixed all the craziness that YouTube did of putting ads every 3 minutes through everything. My stuff will now be much more enjoyable and easier to watch. They are back to what is my own algorithm of, there's you can set an ad for before it starts and after it's over. And that's just kind of a general. You're going to get that anyway from YouTube, probably anyway. So I put one each there, and then I do one anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes in the beginning. Most viewers that are new to the channel watch usually only 4 to 6 minutes of a video and then decide they don't want to watch anymore. So I learned to put one right in the beginning. And then after that, I try to make them every 20 minutes apart because I don't mind ads if it's like 15 or 20 minutes in between, and then you can enjoy the video without being overwhelmed by them. So that's my own personal opinion of how I want to view things. So that's what I do for mine. So now they're all fixed. I couldn't believe it. Every single live for this entire 2025 had been reverted back. So they're all fixed now. So you can all enjoy the videos. And I will see you all Thursday night for a so this Thursday would be the live chat, and then Sunday 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time will be the start of my Christmas sale. Okay, I will see you both of those days. Have a good weekend, everybody. Lisa, bless you. We're all wishing you well getting through your chemotherapy, darling. And so Flippin' Crazy is her channel. If you want to help her out, watch some of her episodes. Just let them play in the background, let them run, let her get some viewership. Ads don't make much for us, but they make at least something. I usually takes me 9 months to get paid $100 from YouTube. So you're never going to get rich from here, just from the ad revenue, but we all do appreciate it. So have a good weekend, everybody. And I will see you all next Thursday and then Sunday, the 23rd at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Bye.